Dude, I'm still not used to these StreamYard updates. Tonight has been everything but smooth, but we're here. It's episode 31. Freaking Flippin Tin. We're excited to be back. It's been a couple weeks. We kind of told everybody we were going to record last week, and then last week came, and we are just kind of like everybody was like pointing at each other, and we had nothing scheduled. And we said that when we started this, we're not just going to record just to record. We didn't have anything planned out or ready, so we didn't. But we're here now, episode 31, Flippin' Tin. Sky's not here yet. He will be here tonight. He had to work late, so he'll be popping in here shortly, hopefully. But in the meantime, Gabe, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man? I miss you. I feel like I haven't seen you in like 5 days.
Yeah, it's not like I saw you last weekend or anything.
I wish you didn't leave early, man. Me and Jack, listen.
Yeah, I was pissed.
You could have been a part of that magical experience. And I ain't talking about cruising snake.
Lovely.
But no, man, it was good, dude. It was nice to get out.
Yeah, dude, for sure. And here is our buddy now. Oh, nothing but monitor cages, baby.
God, look how beautiful that is. So much space, though.
Sky's house is dope.
There he is. Come. And I'm Sky. We're Flippin' Tin. We're cracking tins, boys. Fuck. Sorry, people. I literally just walked through the door. I went and changed my shirt and grabbed a fucking drink really quick. Let's get it.
Let's go.
What did I miss?
Nothing. We just got started.
Sky, I don't know how you look so beautiful just getting off work.
I literally came in, threw my hat off really quick, took a piss, washed my hands, washed my face. Yeah. I'm ragged. I still got paint all over me and shit.
Oh, man.
Hey, man, you're dedicated. That's what matters.
I'm sick of missing this shit, bro.
Right. Gabe, why don't you tell us a little bit, because I gotta send a quick text here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the enclosure we did this weekend?
Oh, yeah. So Jackie Boy and Jake came over, and Jack's in the process of moving right now. So while he's moving, he's storing some turtles at my house, and I needed to do an upgrade on my turtle tubs, do an inline filtration system. So Jack's like, hey, man, I'm going to upgrade anyways. Why don't you get this old bog system off of me and we can come hook everything up, and then I can house my turtles there over the winter. And so me, Jack, and Jake spent the weekend hooking up a new inline bog filtration system on all the turtle tubs. And then I ended up almost finishing, but mostly finishing the wood turtle enclosure. I just have to add some leaf litter. But other than that, it's done. So I've got pretty much all my outdoor turtle setups done now.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that bog system that Jack has is badass, man.
Dude,
that'll be cool to fucking run that.
Yeah, it works great. I was like, oh my God, like this is like no water changes. Hell yeah. That's the
dude, that honestly, like seeing that setup, I was like, oh.
And if you do some sick ass swamp plants in the bog area, you just have like a cool little mini fucking pond.
I definitely don't want anything on like that level, but I kept like asking Jack and Gabe questions, and I was like, so Jack, like, could we just do like a mini version of this with just like some soft shells in it? And he was like, yeah, easily. And I was like, oh,
spotted and soft shell.
Good to know. Well, I can't have spotteds here.
We can't have them without permits here. So,
or else I would. I would already done have.
Oh, bro, they're the best turtle. I would have them in a heartbeat. But
get a fucking mata.
You're the second person to tell me that this week, and the
answer, they're badass, bro.
No, they're too big. They're too big. They're too big of a turtle for me to not be able to keep outside year round.
Yeah, right.
True. Yeah, that'd be hard to do an indoor pond with that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to give everybody a heads up now. We're going to jump into some updates. Tonight, we will be talking about salamanders with Mr. Chris, whose last name I cannot remember right now. That is embarrassing. I'm very sorry, Chris. But But StreamYard's being real funky. We're gonna get in some updates with us because the boys have actually absolutely been killing it. I am not a part of that, unfortunately. So we're gonna get into some updates, but I'm gonna let everybody know now. StreamYard's fucking with me today, and I can't just share my photos like I normally would. So I'm gonna share my screen. It's gonna look real wonky for a second, and then I'm gonna go to my pictures.
Everyone look for his passwords in the background.
Yeah, there's definitely no
Look
passwords.
for
on
the
this.
Jake nudes and selfies.
Yeah.
Definitely not on here. All right, we're gonna start with Gabe just because this is how I have it set up.
All right.
Okay, why don't you give us a rundown?
So this was This is a Eastern mud snake, and surprisingly, the only live one I've seen this year. So last year I did great with muds and rainbow snakes. Like Frantia last year was great. This spring was a little drier than normal, and we had some funky weather this year, so it's been hard to get the time and for them to be moving when they normally are. So it took this long, but I finally got my mud snake for the year, and
This was on the way home from Daytona, right?
This was on the way home from Daytona. I was like 30 minutes from my house, and I saw this in the road. The wife is in the car with me because she picked me up from Jake's house. And so we're on the way home, and I just slam on brakes, and I'm going, oh, my God, I think it's a mud. Oh, my God, I hope it's alive. And she's just like, I'm ready to get home. I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's 8 o'clock at night. And I'm like, hold on. And I run out, and I grab it, and I thought it was dead at first. Because I saw it, and it was just sitting there still, wasn't moving it. I was like, shit, it's dead. And I picked it up, and I noticed there was a little tiny bit of blood, and it looks like it just barely got grazed. But then I picked it up, started moving fine. I inspected it. I looked at it. There was a little abrasion kind of like right here on the side of the face, but I checked the jaw out. It didn't look broken. So overall, it looks like the snake is going to make it. It just, like I said, it just barely got grazed. But first live mud snake of the year on the night of return from Daytona.
Yeah, dude.
That's wild.
That's killer. Awesome.
That thing looks clean.
And then the notorious cottonmouth.
Yes.
Is that the same one that you normally always see?
Yeah, that's one of the same ones I see all the time. Like,
okay.
It's
I feel like I can always pick that one out when you send pictures of it.
Yeah, it's got that really dark tail and that really light colored, 2/3 of the first half of the body.
Are these the same ones?
No, that's actually a different one.
Oh,
that's
okay.
A smaller one than the previous one.
God. Oh, wow. That one's smaller?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Nice. This one's really pretty too. Dude, I'm sorry. Florida cottonmouths are cool and all, but nothing will beat the light colored ones we get down here. Those Florida cottonmouths are dark, man.
Dude, these low country cottonmouths, in my opinion, are the prettiest cottonmouth, wild type cottonmouths that I've seen anywhere.
Yeah.
I like they hold some pattern and shit into adulthood.
Well, I've seen them out here before too, where they're like almost gold. And they're always big when they're that color. I feel like every single one I've seen has all been like 3 foot plus.
I found a big one road cruising one time. It was a 3 foot plus, and it was just solid freaking gold, man, all the way down. We get there; they're really pretty out here. Like they hold a lot of pattern weirdly. Like the ones around here really hold those patterns like crazy.
They do, and I mean it doesn't get much better than a pretty high pattern low country cottonmouth.
Dude, I've seen some babies out here that look like fucking pygmies, but obviously by the time they turn like 1 or 2, that shit's already gone. So
yeah, exactly. This was a freaking beef bus copperhead.
Big bag.
I can comment on this because I was there for this. Me and Gabe flipped this one.
We were waiting on Jack to show up, and Jack had something that was causing him to run behind. So I was like, well, shit, Jake, we got some stuff prepped. Like we got 45 minutes before Jack gets here. Let's go flip some tin I got out. And so we went back there, and God, we must have flipped like 12, 13 pieces of tin or so before we finally flipped this. I was like, oh man, we're going to get skunked. And
that was literally what we were saying. We're like, if we flip anything, it's about to be a copperhead. And sure enough.
Big old copperhead. What do you think that was? 3 foot?
Yeah, it was a big, I assume female because males ain't getting that big.
Yeah.
But not to pull a Smitty or anything, but
Oh no, at that size.
Yeah, at that size, it is what it is. They're just the females. It still wasn't as big as that double flip we had last year with Jack.
Oh, dude, those were massive.
That girl in there was huge, dude. That was nuts. But yeah, y'all got some big copperheads out there.
Oh, they eating good.
And this is the copperhead we dubbed Homelander.
So, Jake, do you want to tell Sky what's so special about this?
So I'll tell you why we named him Homelander. So this is the second time. Well, it wasn't as close to this time, but this is the second time we have found this copperhead, and also the second time Gabe got a little too close with his fingers to it.
It was like posted in the crack last time.
Yeah. The first time I ever herped with Gabe, almost 2 years ago or over 2 years ago, I don't know. We flipped this exact piece, and Gabe basically had his hand over the spot. This is the very first time I ever herped with Gabe.
Well, I mean, in my defense, we all know that usually you pull up with your hook. And
I was getting to that. I wasn't saying you were doing it unsafe. Gabe was safe. He pulled it up with his hook, and he grabbed the tin. But neither of us looked into the folded piece of it, and this copperhead was squeezed up into that folded piece, and Gabe looks down. He's like, oh, and his hand is literally like a matter of inches away from this thing. And then today, or this time, which was this last weekend, same exact copperhead, same exact spot. Luckily, he was a little bit farther down, and Gabe knew to look there this time, but same snake, dude, same spot. Almost 2 years later, like
that's fucking awesome.
He definitely got bigger too.
Oh yeah, he grew, and it's obviously that's home to him. So we named him Homelander because one, he almost fucked Gabe up, and he obviously knows where home is. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna try and make a post of a side by side of the two of them, of the two pictures.
I love when you have a resident snake like that you just watch it grow, and it's almost like it's like, hey, there's my buddy. I haven't seen you in a year, but like I'm glad to see you're doing well.
Dude, I had that at my old work, and that's literally what me and my manager would say. We would go look for him at every time, like at a certain time of day. We'd be like, hey, let's go see if we can find little dude out back. And we literally watched this black racer go through its whole OCC and stay there for a year and a half. It was just like you said, it's like having a pet at outside. It's fucking cool.
Like having a pet that you don't have to care for. It's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You just root for him the whole time.
Yeah, right.
So this was Sunday after Jack came back over, and it was Sunday or Monday. Jack had come back over, and we were finalizing some pipe fittings and stuff. And he said, hey, we finished everything up. We got a couple hours dark. Let's go road cruising. And I was like, sure. Temps are good. Let's see what we can find. And so we're driving down the road. We had only been gone from my house for maybe 5 minutes, if that. We might have driven 2 miles, and we cruised this big beef bus of a corn.
I was about to say, that's a big corn, dude.
Fucking huge corn.
I don't know why, but probably 80% of the corn snakes I find act like that. They're all assholes.
Dude, the corn snakes that I find too are just dicks.
Yeah.
They're not nice.
Jack was like, dude, how come every time I'm with you and we find a corn, it's mean? And I'm like, I don't know. The corn snakes I guess they just don't like me. But this thing was full assed up rear, and it actually nailed me on the hand when I was getting close to get a photo of it.
Locked and freaking loaded.
What was it, like 4.5 foot?
Yeah, about 4.5, I'd say.
That thing's big.
Another obligatory copperhead. I'm sure we don't.
So
it's another.
That copperhead, me, Jack, and Maddie went to go flip some tin. Because that was when he came over Monday. We went to go flip some tin. We flipped a ribbon. I mean, not a ribbon. Ringneck snake. And then we found a couple copperheads. And then this copperhead was laying there in between me and Maddie as we're sitting there talking. And Jack just walks up and looks down and goes, hey, guys, there's a copperhead in between y'all. And we look down. And oh, well, there is.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. So Jack spotted that one. We just kind of were standing next to it, and we're like, oh hey,
He's chilling.
Yeah.
Straight chilling.
Oh yes, this one. This was I don't know if you can tell by the pine straw, but this was a very tiny pygmy. This was probably a last year's baby.
Jeez.
So it was a very small pygmy, but very beautiful, really purpley dark background, like a deep purple background with dark black pattern. And then the back is just that nice orangish red that's kind of outlined and tipped with like very light white speckling. And the ones around me always have these really nice, cool red faces. But yeah, beautiful pygmy.
Super
Very
pretty.
nice. The same one?
Yep, same one. Just take a pic of it.
That thing's nice.
Yeah, man.
Beautiful. And then last but not least.
Yep, this is a banded water snake that I'm pretty sure. What's really cool about this banded water snake is I'm pretty sure this is the same small male that I saw copulating with a massive female earlier this spring in that exact same spot. I'm talking like he's probably 1.5 foot long.
Yeah, dude, it's hilarious.
Dude, she's like 3.5 foot almost, and he's like 1.5 foot long.
Dude, it's so funny, like seeing some of the like male Nerodia with the females. Like, I'll see pics that Montross posts, especially some of the mangrove waters he breeds. And he's got these little tiny males, like barely even 1 foot long, if that, with these massive females. I mean, mangroves aren't big, but like it's just so funny how small a Nerodia can be compared to the female to breed. It's
I mean, the size difference. I'm like, man, she could turn around and eat you if she wanted to. Like,
yeah,
little snack.
He got that dog in him.
He got a dog in him.
He's built different.
That's right. That's right. We go call him Sky.
Whoa.
All right, moving on to Mr. Sky. Gabe, you've been killing it. Thank you very much, brother.
All year.
Yeah, for real.
Fuck.
I mean, Sky, to be fair, you had a better week than most people have all year. So
yeah, absolutely.
Let's get that out. Let's get that out there real quick.
It wasn't that great. It was all right. I guess the start of the live snakes for me started last Thursday, but on Tuesday night, I ended up going out to a spot by my house, and I just missed a baby neonate EDB. And so 2 nights later, I had ended up fixing my car, so I was doing a little test drive, and I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go do a little lap through the forest. And sure as shit, like the first 15 minutes of getting into the forest, I got another fresh little baby EDB crossing. So I really didn't have to do much. I got out of my car and checked it out. And then by the time I got my car off the road and threw on my high vis vest really quick and ran back over to him, he was already off the road. But I was just kind of like wanting to get him a few feet away from the road. So I didn't have my hook with me, but I had my little snorkel. So I kind of just pushed my snorkel on his butt and shoot him on his way. But super cool to finally get a live EDB. It's been a fucking fat ass dry streak for me to get a live.
I was about to say, it's been quite a while.
I want to say at least 3, maybe even 4 years since I got a live. Maybe I'll probably go with 3 years since I got a live EDB. But yeah, it was really good to finally see a live one. I saw that one, and then I don't know how the picks are lined up, but I ended up being able to help out 2 of the other homies, KJ and then
2 pictures away. Do you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and get to it when we get to it. If you want to just go ahead.
Cool. The next one's just that.
That's a baby, right? That was like a neonate, right?
Oh yeah, freshly dropped. It was only it wasn't even really long.
That's probably this year's baby then.
Oh, like that thing just came out. They were both fresh.
Probably only like a week or 2 old at at
Yeah,
most.
if that, dude. Like they were both fucking the same size, tiny little things.
What a little beaut.
Like when I rolled up on it, I literally told myself, I was like, either massive pygmy or baby EDB, and it was baby.
Quite the opposite of the one y'all went and rescued, but we'll we'll get to that.
Yeah, literally. This was at my work. I've been getting a few snakes at work because they're starting to hatch, and I had gotten a dead coach whip on Wednesday. We have a little fucking loop around our building at work, and it's 5 miles an hour, supposed to be, but nobody pays attention. And the fucking 20 minutes I ran out to go grab food for lunch, when I came back, someone had just hit a coach whip. So there's snakes moving everywhere, but this little guy was about to come into the paint room on Friday. I just took some pictures of it because its eyes and its neck and everything were really red.
Gabe, isn't it wild how different their baby racers are from ours?
I mean, baby coach whips. Well, what do you mean different?
Well, I've never seen a baby racer with the red like this one has.
Yeah,
Ours are usually gray.
No, ours start
Really?
off really light gray with red dorsal patterning, and then they slowly fade like that one is.
I must have not paid attention to it. I've never seen.
You've ever seen you've probably only seen like few month old baby racers. You've probably never
These
seen
are like fucking. We have so many fresh baby racers out right now. It's not even funny.
So they go from like the red saddling to a gray saddling.
They damn near look milk snaky. If like,
yeah,
I don't like.
They really do look like a milk snake in a corn.
Yeah, they're like bright red dorsal blotches and really light pale gray.
I guess the ones I've seen I've missed them in the red. I've seen them with the patterning several times, but I've never seen one with the red on it.
Yep, that's when they're like fresh hatchling.
Yeah,
cool. They're cool. Oh, look at that!
That thing is beautiful.
So that thing is a fucking beef bus, but yeah, I didn't catch this snake. It was a friend of he's my friend too, but a couple homies that actually have their venomous license went and rescued this snake on a call, and I was helping them at the zoo that they're building on Saturday, and we all kind of banded together and 3-manned this thing. Had one guy tubing it and holding it at the neck, and then I was holding the mid body and the tail, and then our buddy KJ came in with a razor blade and was able to get the netting off, but it basically got into someone's garage and got tangled up in a soccer goalie net. So thankfully the person was kind enough to call somebody to come rescue instead of just walking out of the garage and blasting it with a shotgun and throwing everything into a dumpster like most people would. But
because this thing was like 6 feet long, was it not?
It was every bit of 5.5 foot to 6 feet long.
Why can't this happen to people like us though? Like you know what we wouldn't give to wake up one day and have a damn Diamondback in our garage,
right? Literally. I mean, that thing, it was so big around that I couldn't get a fist around it. And it was so strong that like when we were done, they were like, the homie Andrew and KJ, they were both like, dude, we're actually glad you were here because we wouldn't have been able to do that with just 2 people. Like I had both of my hands gripping the mid body, like one hand right next to where the netting was and the other one like kind of a foot back. And then I had the rest of the body tucked behind my arm and like up against my side. And I was just squeezing as tight as I could because this thing was so fucking strong. I mean, it was a straight up fucking beef back. But it was
a big old male.
Yeah, it was a giant male.
That's what we call a big back.
But it was just cool to see one, that fucking healthy, and like this motherfucker did not miss a meal. Super fucking yellow. It was straight out of Central Florida, so it's fucking It's got all the nice tans of the sandhills with the nice yellow highlights still. But that was just cool to be around for that and help out with that. And then we that was just like a picture of the swelling that we took for documentation. And then a couple hours after, right before we all left, we kind of just took a peek at it, and all of that swelling had already dissipated. So all he's gonna the other buddy Andrew's got his venomous license, so he's gonna just make sure. He had a couple belly scales that were kind of like flared out from where the netting had got under there. So he's just going to betadine it a few treatments and make sure it's good before he releases it. But just doing everything we can to give it the best opportunity to continue a long life, you know, because that thing's already made it through so much shit to get that big and that old. It had a nice little fucking button on it.
Yeah. Nice.
That is I don't know if caterpillar people or moth people are familiar with that. That's only the second one I've ever seen, and the first one I saw was fucking minute compared to that. But hickory horn devil, which is a regal moth, we kind of just stopped to take a little fucking gander off this little water fucking canal, and I ran to the other side of the road to take a piss, and I was flashing in the trees for some rough greens, and I was like, dude, you ready to shit a brick? Come look at this fucking thing. And we were both just fucking in awe at this completely massive, double the size of the American average caterpillar.
Bro, that's awesome. I've yet to find the caterpillar form of the hickory. Like that's
the first time I found it, I swore I looked it up and it said it was rare, and I thought it was rare. So I was just like, oh fuck, dude, these things are rare. But I get it's just they're rare to see because they literally get ate by everything, and they fucking also just blend in. Like that thing blended in, as crazy as it looked, it blended in really good to the tree it was on. So I could see why. But yeah, that was a fucking cool little surprise to the night.
Killer.
Well,
yeah, fucking had to include that for the boys. Little 3-stripe, just fucking chilling in a little waterside ditch.
3-stripe mud.
Yeah, that's mud, right? Yeah, musk.
Yeah, no,
mud.
Mud. Yep.
Yeah, mud, musk, and then loggerhead are the other one. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
We only get the 3-striped and the eastern. We don't get the loggerheads here.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're really cool.
Oh yeah, I fucking love a little mud.
Yeah.
Then this was a pretty cool little find. We were shining this one spot, and it has a fence at the end. And we kind of like looked up the path at one point, and we were like looking up the fence. And when we had finally realized that was the snake, we both looked at each other and we were fucking like at the same time, we're like, dude, I thought that was a stick when we fucking shined it. Because like when we looked up the way, all we saw was the belly facing us, so it looked like a dead piece of vine. And I literally looked at it. I looked at it for a second. I was like, "Oh no, that's vine. It's too fucking tightly woven." Blah blah blah. And then we walked over there, and fucker hadn't moved a foot. And we were like, "Holy shit, yo, rat! Fuck yeah!"
That's a really nice looking yellow too,
dude. It looked like a fucking Japanese 4-line rat. It was so perfectly.
Was this by you or KJ?
I guess more closer to him.
Okay.
But kind of in the middle of us.
Killer.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Fucking stellar.
Smoke show of a bandy.
Yeah. We thought it was a mud snake when we saw it in the water. It was weaving between some rocks, and just the way it was shining in the flashlight in the water, we both fucking were like, fuck, mud. Oh, wait. Nope. What the fuck is that? Grab it. Oh, shit. Just a fucking.
God, look how beautiful.
Fieriest fucking. My light was flat, like blushing it out. Like its reds were red.
Yeah. Like fire, fire engine red.
Some straight fire engine red. And then midway up, it went to the burnt orange. And then it went to the yellow at the end. And then it had a perfect fucking black stripe going down the back.
Dude, that's a smoke show.
I would say that was about as textbook of a Central Florida bandit as you can get. The closest thing I've seen to that is the badass one me, you, and Phil got. But
oh yeah, that was.
That's the closest thing I've seen to that one that we got
for sure.
Yeah,
look at that dump truck of a fucking
absolute beast stack of a fucking rough green, bro.
That's got to be what, 2.5 foot?
It was 2.5 foot, man. I was a little bit pissed because right before, like 2 minutes before I got that, there was a freshly hit, bigger than that rough green. It was a solid 3-footer. Like I literally held it up to to just like show it, and it was fucking like from my hip to the ground, and I was just like, that's the fucking king one we're looking for. And then 2 minutes later, I got that one, so I was stoked. But dude, it's just crazy to see those things that big. It like being absolutely like banana yellow and then lime green, like fucking wicked snake.
The bicolors on yours. Like ours have light bellies, but they're not that yellow.
Yeah.
Like
yours these are straight two-tone, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking killer.
Shout out to the new Flippin Tin.
Yeah, man.
If anybody's interested in the new color, Sky killed it. Well, Smitty made them. Sky made it happen. Got some made for the three of us. So if you're interested, hit us up. Well,
I've actually got all of my 75% of the snakes I got in in that little fucking 4-day adventure or whatever, or 5 days of herping. I was either wearing my green Flippin Tin shirt the one day, and I was wearing that the other times. So it's literally brought me nothing but luck, and I've been fucking like, all right, Flippin Tin gears back on sleigh, man. I was like, I went out Monday for the morning, and I was like fucking capped up, geared up, like we're fucking rocking, boys. It's on. Dude, it was fucking cool. Had a good morning on Monday.
If anybody needs a fresh Flippin Tin shirt, message me personally or the Flippin Tin page.
Yeah, I put up a little post on the story on the Flippin Tin page.
Yeah, I'm
sure people saw it. Normally you can share the story responses. I don't know if it's because all three of us are joined on the page or what, but I wasn't able to share any of the story responses. So I appreciate everyone that reached out and said they want a shirt or a hat. But definitely message the page if you guys are interested. I just wanted to see what kind of traction we could get.
If you shared that on the Hail the Scales on your personal page, definitely send them over to Flippin Tin page or have them message me so I can get that rolling for them. Good stuff.
Yeah, nice fucking. So on Saturday, we ended up cruising to DOR Anery Pig, and that was a fucking major bummer. This was a nice one that I got on Monday. It wasn't totally an Anery Pig, but really light on the orange side, and it was really fucking. Yeah. I thought it was really pretty. That was in some really overcast lighting with no flash or nothing.
Pretty good size one too, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
he was big. Yeah, he was closer to the 2 foot size. I would say he's at least 20 inches or so.
That's a big pygmy.
That's a big pygmy.
Massive pig. I got so many pictures. I did a couple quick shots throughout the weekend and like everything, and I got so many shots that were clear with tongue out. So I figured I just had to share a couple of them and just showed some more of how crazy red and just like how badass the head pattern looks on some of these baby racers, man.
For sure. That thing is so pretty, dude. God damn.
Insanely.
Y'all have the best looking rough greens, man. Ours don't even come close to that. Like,
dude, they really are next level. Like, I'll never get tired of a fucking rough green, bro.
I'm still so happy I was with you when you got your lifer in South Carolina.
Yeah, that goes down as one of my best fucking moments with you guys.
That was so sick, and we were like a foot away from running it over too.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, literally, that's not the same rough green as the one picture too. I fucking loaded up on them on Monday. There was like I said, the Flippin Tin gear is bringing me some luck, man.
That's right.
And I made a little story post about it on my thing. I thought it was a slider just because in the moment I had like. That's a hill by my house, and that guy was just about to come out onto the road. So there's a little road at the bottom of the hill. I fucking yanked off really quick, ran back up, and grabbed him. But it was a chicken turtle, little 3-armed chicken turtle.
What?
Save on, yeah.
Damn. Jack would have been losing his mind.
He was. He's the one that corrected me. He was like, "That's a fucking chicken." I was like, "Are you kidding me, bro? I'm fucking pissed. I wish I would have gave it more kisses." Now I'm fuck.
Dude, I haven't found a chicken in like 2 years.
He was like, "Bro, I swear chickens are moving right now. I was just telling the boys it's a good chicken day." And I was like, "Bro, I swear I've only ever found these things on the road in a bad predicament. I've never been able to actually enjoy one."
I've never cruised one. I've always found mine like in the water. They're awesome. Great turtle.
I'm a fan.
Well, fellas, y'all absolutely have been killing it recently. And thank y'all for sharing your stories. But it is definitely time to get our guest on here, Mr. Chris McCarty. You're muted. Just a heads up.
There we are. Can you hear me?
How are you doing, sir?
I'm excellent. I was enjoying that.
Yeah, sorry that took a little extra time, but
No,
the
it's nice.
the boys been killing it.
Those EDMs were nice.
Oh yeah,
Still waiting on my first one. So
nice
for an EDB.
Yeah, I missed one at Hunting Island about last year. A couple came up on us and they're like, "You won't believe this snake back there," and they showed a picture of it, and I'm like, "Holy shit!
Where is it?"
And the Ben singing their picture. Of course, we got up. It was just up the trail 200 yards, and it was already gone. We couldn't find it, but that's the closest I've come.
Dude, I have never. So I'm in Beaufort. So Hunting Island's 30 minutes from me. I have never found a single damn thing on Hunting Island.
Seriously.
I have herped that walking trail they got a couple times. It seems like people just like happen across them on the beach and stuff. Like literally
this is on my backside down by the nature center and right there on the beach. And they had a picture of it or I wouldn't have believed them, but I'm like, oh my God. So we took off running to see if we could find it and it was gone.
Yeah. Dang. No, definitely happens. I got my lifer this year thanks to Mr. Gabriel up there. That was a wicked moment.
I got my lifer out near Beaufort, near Jake.
Which is wild. You got your lifer by me, then I got my lifer by you.
Hey, your lifer was harder to find.
My lifer's definitely like, even though you technically spotted it, it's still
you were standing right next to me.
I had my dick out about to take a piss,
you did.
But, you know, that was so funny. I about fell over my pants running to you.
I heard someone zip their pants that quick. I mean,
dude, I was zipping while I was running, dude. I'm like I'm running with my pants down. Like, oh my God. Like, it was wild. But it was a wonderful moment. One I will always cherish. I think me and Gabe cried and hugged more than ever that day. So it was a beautiful moment that I was very happy to share. Yeah. And then like but after we sat there for like 20 minutes, Jack and Justin just started just kind of like wandering around looking for more stuff. Me and Gabe were just still sitting there just staring at this thing.
I think I had to smoke like 3 cigarettes to calm my nerves because oh my God.
Dude,
PTSD from the excitement.
I legit like I had tears. Like I don't think they actually shed, but like I had, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta calm down, dude. Like I was
sweating.
I was freaking out, dude. Like I was emotional. That was like top tier. I still can't believe that happened this year. That feels like so long ago.
Off with that, bro.
Yeah, that was the first. That was the first outing.
March 1st. Like that was the start of herping season for this year, pretty much.
Crazy. Yeah. But this episode is not about Diamondbacks. It's not even about snakes. Today, we are discussing salamanders.
I'm going mainstream today.
Mainstream
herping.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we've been talking about wanting to do like more like specific shows, and we haven't done a very good job of it. But salamanders were very high on my list of like things to like really talk about because I feel like, you know, as herpers, you get it. If you're a snake guy, you kind of start with snakes. You're always looking for snakes. And then like you kind of start to want to branch out to other stuff. So more and more people I've talked to have gotten into herping for salamanders or salamandering. So I was like, we got to do an episode about this. Gabe and Chris, was it the first time y'all met when you went to Belize?
Yeah.
First time. Yep.
Sick. Perfect. So as soon as Gabe got back, that was one of the first things he told me. It wasn't like, oh, dude, I found this, I found that. It was, dude, I got a salamander guy for the show. And I was like,
you can tell we're salamander deficient. We're as you, man.
There's only a few weirdos out there. It's hard to dig us up.
It's one of those things that like I've never gone out and been like, all right, I'm looking for salamanders today. But every time we have found a salamander, any type, because I don't find a lot, I lose my shit. Every single time. I get so excited for salamanders, dude. So I'm super stoked for this episode. Thank you so much for coming on. To get this started off, why don't you just give us like a background about yourself, how you got into this, you keep, do you not keep, etc.
Yeah. I grew up in Southwest Ohio, which is a pretty decent salamander area. Right. And I was a little kid and walking back behind my granny's house and flipped the board in a little stream, and there was a Texanum, a smallmouth salamander, there sitting with all its eggs attached. And I was, from that point on, I was a little kid, I was hooked. And that's all I ever looked for since salamander. That's what got it going. I do keep, I mostly keep Asian species, the old Japanese firebellies. I got some of those and a couple of Vietnam newts. And yeah, I have and then a couple of European newts. They're a little more tough, but the South Carolina heat's not friendly for those. So
yeah,
but yeah.
It's funny, like one of the first herps I ever kept, I had a enclosure with I can't remember what species of aquatic frog, but I had some aquatic frogs.
Firebelly toads?
No, they weren't firebellies. Oh. They were I think they not. It's like one of those ones they get bigger than you think, but like clawed frogs, maybe.
Oh yeah,
the water ones, yeah.
I had clawed frogs and I had newts in an enclosure. I have no idea what type of newt. I was young, I wanted snakes so bad, but my dad would never let me. So my mom basically tried to get me whatever she could to satisfy me, and but I had these frogs and these newts, and I loved those newts more than life itself. And it even got to the point to where I hated the frogs because they would always bite my newts. And I'd be like, fuck you frogs, leave my newts alone. I don't even know what kind of newts they were at this point, but they were the coolest things, man. They were so cool.
They're super cool. Yeah.
One of the earliest herps I ever kept, it was leopard geckos, then it was those.
That's funny. Mine was a mole salamander and a spadefoot toad.
There you go.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they just sit under the dirt and you throw some worms in there and dig them out and see if they're alive every couple of weeks. Yes. Yeah.
I swear, those things are impossible to kill, man. I had the firebelly newts and the firebelly toads, and my mom ended up moving one winter to Maryland, and on the way up, they drove through a snowstorm, and they had the cages in the back of the truck, and it all froze over, and she called me freaking out. She's like, I killed your newts and your frogs, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, it's all right, Mom. It is what it is. And then she ends up calling me a couple days after that. Hey, we set the cage off on the side of the house, and it ended up thawing out. Your newts and your frogs are still alive. I was like, holy shit, no way. They ended up living for a couple more years after that. I was like, holy crap.
Chris, you can add that to your study.
Yes, I should have froze those apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get back. I did some research in college. My professor froze the box turtles and the wood turtles to prove that they could survive with the extracellular freezing. And so my project for senior year was I froze redback salamanders. And you would assume a little salamander like that would tolerate it too, because they're tiny, and in Ohio it freezes 2 or 3 foot down. But they couldn't survive is the bottom line.
Oh,
they all croaked, and so I didn't get published. Killing a bunch of salamanders doesn't make for good reading, apparently.
For science.
It was science for science. Yeah. So I grew at the college up there, and then I went down to Vanderbilt, and that's a good herping state too. So lots of good salamanders, and then every Ohioan dreams of living in South Carolina. So I finally made it here. So yeah, I've been here for 25 years.
Don't even get me started on that.
Yes. Just go to Hilton Head. Yep.
Yeah. Hilton Head literally has stickers that say "Not from Ohio."
Yes, exactly.
It's wild.
I don't even like Ohioans anymore, so I've been here long enough.
Hey, it's okay. Chris has become naturalized.
Yes, naturalized. Yeah.
So how long have you been in South Carolina now?
25 years. I moved here in 2000. Yeah.
Obviously, long enough to be a Gamecock fan. So.
My daughter, so I got to represent. Yeah.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. There
My
you
other
go.
daughter's a Gator, so I like, yeah.
Yeah. Nice,
So,
man.
yeah. So yeah, cool.
So you kind of just found a salamander as a little kid and
It was off. Yeah,
all
off to the
downhill from
races.
there. Were you a dinosaur kid?
Not really. No, I
Yeah?
mean, I like dinosaurs. They're cool, but never
Well,
really
yeah.
a dinosaur person. But yeah, I didn't collect them or get all the books on them, but I thought they were cool. But yeah,
There you go.
it's funny
Uh,
because snakes, we go out herping and I find a snake and I'm like, that's a snake. And everybody else gets excited. I'm like, I don't even care about this snake. Because you know how it is. Because if you don't want to care about anything, that's what you find. And
Yeah, then
Yeah.
you find it. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but you're over here talking about how you need to get an EDB. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to
That's-
get that. That
That's
would
why
be a
you
nice
haven't.
notch.
That's why you haven't found one because you're out here talking shit.
That's the
so.
one thing I want, and I won't get it. So yeah.
Hell yeah, man! Awesome.
But yeah. But yeah, so I about 50% of my life I travel just to find salamanders, and 50% I go to cool places and look for salamanders there. So,
Nice.
so that's sort of the story of my life, pretty much when I'm not working.
That's
Not a
awesome.
bad life.
Chris,
So-
I feel like every time I talk to you, or see you post, you're like, got back from another trip.
Yeah.
Back from another trip.
Well, I'm sort of semi-retired, so yeah.
Dude,
I was
you
about to
must
say, like, he's got his kids are in college. I mean, you're semi-retired. What else are you gonna do? Go find
You gotta look
salamanders.
for cool
man.
stuff. Well,
That's
Enjoy
right.
life.
So, how many trips have you taken for specifically for salamanders this year? Do you think?
this year, probably a good 4 or 5. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll usually before the daughters left, we would go to cool places like Olympic National Park.
Yeah.
And of course, I always had an ulterior motive. I'm going to go find some salamanders there. But we did all the national parks as a family, but I had an ulterior motive to go find cool salamanders there. And,
Hell yeah.
my daughters, they think I'm crazy, but they actually get into it, and they're usually pretty good at helping me find some cool stuff.
Nice.
It's so funny how we all do that. Literally yesterday, I was out on the Marine Corps base here for work. I was there for a conference, and it's no secret at this point. The Marine Corps base has one of the densest population of Eastern Diamondbacks in the Southeast, or in South Carolina for sure. But very, very dense population out here. And I sat through our little conference. They're like, let's go out in the field and look at ponds. And I was like, yeah, let's do that. And while they're over there talking about stormwater, which is my real job, I'm over here be bopping in the bushes looking for diamondbacks. Didn't find any, but
Yes.
but it's funny how we always do that. There's always an ulterior motive,
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, a couple of summers ago, we were driving through the middle of nowhere, Wyoming. We were going to some fossil place to dig fossils as a family. And I see all these vernals on the side of the road, and I'm constantly stopping to go looking and finally find a tiger salamander, and all the kids come running to see it. So I'm like, yeah, some nasty cow poop full of thing, and we're walking around in it. And of course, we get back in the rental, and it was destroyed then. But, the kids have great pictures of the tiger salamander. So
Hell yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Oh man, I need to get tigers this year. I need to make it happen.
Yeah,
Dude, me and you both. I've yet to find a wild tiger, and in South Carolina, that shit's hard.
yeah.
Are
Yeah,
they
the only
even
place I've
native
gotten
here?
them is yeah.
I mean, I know where to go to get them. It's a little bit of a drive for me.
Yeah.
That's my thing, Chris. I don't like to drive that far if I don't have to.
He lives in the middle of the forest where he gets to drive out of his house and find shit.
Yeah,
This
that's
guy
true.
literally complains just driving to me. He's like, I don't want to. It's 2 hours. I'm like, bitch, I drive to you. I literally drove to your house in a day and back just to help you build turtle enclosures. You won't come out here and herp with me?
You love me so much.
I do.
Yeah,
And I appreciate it.
I mean, I drive down to see him. It's 2.5 hours from here in the Midlands and back in a night just to look for maybe and I'll see. I think
maybe get one.
6 years I've been trying to get a maybe, and
You haven't got one yet, Chris?
I told you you're going to help me this year.
I'll help.
This year it never rained, so I came down there 3 times for no reason because there would be storms in the forecast and they never materialized. So
I got some spots we can go hit.
Yeah, I got a couple spots, and
my backyard used to have them in it until my dad backfilled that damn pond.
What? I didn't catch it. What are y'all talking about? What species?
The maybes salamander. It's a
Maybes.
Amastoma species.
They kind of breed February-ish, March. They're kind of blackish with maybe some bluish white specks on them.
It sounds like a maybe you'll find them scenario.
Yes, that's 100%.
Maybe you will.
Maybe not. It's my story. Yeah.
Just call them probablys for probably not.
Probably not. But yeah,
well, we're gonna try. We're gonna try.
We're gonna try again. Yeah. I got a lot of miles on my car from those things.
I haven't seen a maybes in years.
Yeah.
But I got some spots. I think we'll find them.
All right.
Sick, man. Well, Chris, as somebody who again hasn't never planned a trip specifically for salamanders, how do you prep for that? Like, what do you bring in for, like, if you're going on a road trip and you're saying it's just me or my partner going out here to find some salamanders, what are you packing? Like, what do you got?
Well, that's the beauty of salamander, and you don't even need a snake hook. You just need a couple of hands to flip some logs and some rocks and a good headlight.
There you go.
The stronger, the better. Yeah. So
are you wearing gloves while you're flipping or anything like that?
Usually not. No.
Usually not. Okay.
No.
You bring like a collapsible dip net, I'm assuming. Like,
I usually have that in my car just in case. Yeah.
Like, I don't have to pack that; it's already there.
It's in the car, so always ready. But like a lot of times when you're doing something more exotic, that's the one benefit that social media has been. Like when I went to Japan to find the Japanese, I hooked up with a guy there and had to bring a wetsuit for that because it's cold. The water's about 50 degrees, and so we went out snorkeling and found about 10 of them. So
10.
We found a lot. Yeah,
what was the biggest one you saw?
The Japanese giant. They're about 3 foot long.
Yeah,
you got to see like adults.
Oh yeah. So I did two different. I did hooked up with a guy that's a researcher, and we walked creeks that maybe 4 foot, 5 foot wide. You wouldn't believe a 3 foot salamander would live in something that's a foot deep and 4 foot wide, but they're just cruising down the water at night, and it's like you'd shine them at night. And then we went to a pretty big river, and that's where we found a lot more. But just like you'd find the hellbenders here in the big rivers and streams.
I don't know. I've never found a hellbender.
But yeah, they're big. They're impressive animals when you're in the water with them. They're a little bit intimidating when they come up for air and you're right there. It's scary.
Yeah,
I bet you got a hell of a bite on them.
I didn't find out, thank God, because they're considered protective god species almost there, so you're not even allowed to touch them or do anything with them. So,
they're like worshipped out there in some places.
Eaten, unfortunately, until recently, they used to be eaten pretty commonly in the sort of suburbs and the sticks of Japan.
All right,
very commonly eaten.
But do you think it would be like frog legs, but in like
chicken?
Like it'd be like a big slab of frog leg, right?
I mean, I think it'd be more like a big, nasty, slimy oyster that's way too big and just gross. Yeah, it'd just be gross, I think. And then that's the thing. I love Japan, but their food is slimy and kind of gross. So that was the hardest part.
Yeah, man, listen, sushi.
I mean, they don't really eat sushi like we do. They eat slimy stuff.
It's so funny.
It was pretty gross. I mean, their food was gross. A lot of kelp and a lot of raw stuff.
Yeah.
But
when it comes to handling, especially the native salamanders, I feel like I'm sure there's some truth to it, but I honestly don't know. Is it safe mostly for the salamander? I know it's not going to hurt us, but to handle a salamander without gloves, like picking it up, is that like something you would recommend against, or is it like you can do it for a second, then put it back down type of thing? Or is it pretty much like you probably should have some rubber gloves on to actually handle these things?
I think if you get your hands good and wet, you're probably okay to grab it. But I'm more of a type, I like to just get a quick in situ pick, appreciate a little bit. And I usually try not to handle them too much if I don't have to, because they are pretty sensitive. But if you're going to grab it, I mean, sometimes you have to, like a desmog, your favorite, they're going to run away if you don't grab them. So, yeah.
My thing is, like, if I flip a big rock and there's one under there, I don't really just want to put the rock back on top of it because I'm afraid I'm going to squish it if it moves. So
I think I'm in the same boat. Yeah, I'll usually move it aside and then get it to go back underneath when I put it back down. Yeah. Yeah.
That was one of my favorite finds last year. Even though last year we absolutely killed it. Me and Gabe just crushed it last year. But one of my favorite finds was I was out in Tennessee on a family vacation type thing. All my nieces and nephews were there, and obviously we were in the mountains, and I had to go find something and get away from screaming children. And my sister was with me, and I was flipping rocks left and right because I was looking for a milk snake. Honestly, wasn't even really thinking about salamanders, and I saw this big old rock, and I was like, a big flat rock, and I was like, there's something under there, and I'm gonna find out what it is. And I was surprised he was even able to flip it, but I flipped it up, and there was this beautiful red salamander under there.
Of course. Yeah.
And I lost it. I was so excited. My sister was like, it's a freaking slimy lizard. What are you so excited about? I was like, you don't get it.
Worm.
You don't get it. Like, it was so pretty, man. But definitely one of my favorite finds last year, because I'd never seen one before,
Yeah, those mountain reds are beautiful. Beautiful
Yeah,
red.
dude, so pretty.
Right.
So
right.
pretty. Yeah.
And the springs too. The springs have that reddish pink too. Beautiful.
That's awesome, man.
Have you ever been out west doing any salamander at all?
Yeah, I pretty much the Olympics I love, redwoods I love. I was out this past winter to try to get my life for northwestern salamander, which is basically just a big brown ambystoma, and I finally chalked that off my list. I went to 3 localities and found ponds full of eggs, so I knew I'd missed them. And then I'll go to the 4th place and finally dig one up.
Those are the ones that get pretty big, right?
Yeah, I mean they're chunky. They're maybe 6-7 inches. They're not the Pacific giants. Those get to be about 13 inches.
Yeah,
maybe bigger than our tigers.
Size.
Yeah. 6-7 inches is a massive salamander.
That's huge.
Yeah.
It's enormous.
Yeah.
Let's get that out of the way. No, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I grew up in my younger years in California, and we would always find salamanders on the hiking trails and stuff. And anytime it would rain, there would be newts and other little salamanders crossing the trail all the time. So definitely a lot more activity with salamanders out there than where I'm at in Florida. I'll get them here in the wet season when there's a lot of flooding in the ditches and stuff, but it's more in Amphuma and sirens and stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys have some good sirens down there. That's for sure.
They're cool.
Yeah, they're super cool. Yeah. When they get big, they're intimidating. Yeah.
I don't want to get bit. That's for damn sure.
Me either.
I've seen one person get bit by an Amphuma. Oh, I've seen the end result of the bite.
Yeah. I think
it split his thumbnail clean down the middle.
Oh, dang.
You know this person, Chris.
Really? Oh, okay. I could probably guess. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
I think I'd use my net if I get an Amphuma. Yeah.
There you go.
So Chris, do you I know a lot of times, especially for here around the low country or South Carolina in general, wintertime is the big time to go look for salamanders, but that's not always the case, is it?
I mean, really, South Carolina is pretty fortunate because other than the death summer, July, August, you can find a salamander every month of the year. But you're right. The winter, early spring is probably the best, especially after a good rain event. Yeah, definitely.
So why is winter the best? Because that seems very, as snake people, it's so ass backwards. So and I know that is the case, but can you explain why winter is?
Well, it probably has a lot to do with the moisture. In the winter, there's going to be more moisture. The ground's going to hold the moisture a lot better. And then also the vernal pools a lot of them are going to breed in, are going to hold the water. So they're going to come for those vernal pools to lay their eggs. And I actually made a little vernal pool in my backyard so I can kind of cheat. And I always sneak out there and I've got a bunch of cover boards around it. And when I flip those cover boards and I see the salamanders are there, I'm like, it's time to go because they're out.
Oh, yeah, man.
Nice.
So it's kind of like a little put your thumb in the water, kind of see what the temperature is like, because I can go out there and I've got a couple little chamberlains that live out there and some desmogs, and I've established some spotted salamanders in there and some marbleds in there. So in just 3 years, it's amazing how much life can colonize the little pond that you make it in your backyard.
Me and Jake got our you're gonna laugh, but me and Jake got our lifer spotted salamander this year.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They come about end of February, late January. I'll get a big old herd of them in the little pond in my backyard. The pond's maybe 10 feet long, 4 foot wide, and there's hundreds of them in there.
Oh, that's
no way.
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there's only 2 acres of woods around my house and a neighbor's house, and that's all it takes for a big old population of spotteds.
Dude,
nice.
That's so wicked, man.
Hey, that just goes to show that a little bit can go a long ways.
Yeah.
When you're trying to help nature, like a little bit goes a long way. A wildlife pond, you know, planting some host plants, you know, putting some cover out there, not cutting one little section of your yard like that. Those little things add up, and they can go a long way.
Makes a huge difference. Yeah,
and
it's amazing.
I think it goes to show. It's also like it's almost kind of sad, you know what I mean? Because that shows how much the development in our areas is destroying these animals' ecosystems and habitats. And you know, if all it takes is a small pond and you get hundreds of them, that means like they've been searching for that, and they know now this is a safe area that they can come to every year. And so, like, how long is that? When did you dig the pond, and how long did it take for that to happen?
So I dug the pond. I think this will be my 5th year coming up. And I have a couple places where spotteds are pretty common. So I'd go grab about 5-6 egg sacs, and each egg sac has probably 80 to 100 eggs. And then I'll put those in there just 2 years. And by the 3rd year, they were already reproducing and coming back. So I didn't have to put any more eggs in there. So I had spotted, and then the other salamander just colonized from the natural little stream that's back there. So, and then
that's awesome.
And then I keep buckets all around the yard, and don't tell my wife, she doesn't like it because of mosquitoes. But for all the tree frogs to lay their little tadpoles in it, so I keep little buckets all around. Usually over by the neighbor who I don't like so much, I keep a bunch of buckets full of water so he can feed the mosquitoes. And then
I like this guy, Gabe.
The frogs love them. The frogs love those buckets. So and then for Manute, I get some free food too. So you know, you can take some of those tadpoles and you got some free food.
Oh yeah,
man, that's so awesome, dude.
That's awesome.
So
brings me back to like being a kid and catching the toad tadpoles and raising them up, and I mean it's
dude,
you know,
that shit was the funnest as a kid. And then you all of a sudden you have hundreds of little fucking
toilets, things. Well, yeah, I mean, I got a little nature preserve. I mean, I grew up in Ohio, and I used to buy these stupid anoles in the mail, and now I live and they're all over my yard. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome, man. That's so sick. So we discussed winter is probably the most productive time on the right evening.
Yeah.
But let's talk about, you know, I know you kind of talked about weather, you know, after rain and stuff, but let's talk about weather, time of day, stuff like that. Like when are you going out? Like what if you look at your radar and you're trying to plan a day, what are you looking for? What time of day?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
and then what are you doing to find them? You know?
I mean, if we get a big rain event, that's usually the time that you want to go. It's ideally above 50. That's a good cutoff. If it's below 50, it gets kind of iffy. But above 50, a good hard rain, a soaking rain that's going to get in the ground, you know, it's going to be a good night. And then a lot of people like to road cruise for salamanders, which I've never really gotten into because I think that's pretty low production. I usually get out and walk, and I enjoy it a little more than road cruising. And I don't think my eyes are good enough at my age to see them on the road no more anyway. So yeah, I usually get out and do a good little walk. And there's a couple of little nature preserves around here, and I just go walk them at night. And then we have the Congaree National Park, which is an awesome place to walk at night because you won't believe the creatures that come out at night. And nobody ever sees them because everybody goes during the day, but you go at night and the place comes alive.
I didn't know you could go in Congaree at night.
Absolutely. Open 24/7. All national parks are. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So they close like state parks and, you know, stuff like that, but the national park is open 24/7.
That's what sucks by me. By me, it's all WMAs, and it's only daytime hours that you can go in those. There's no real national parks nearby that you can just, you know, pop into anytime. But so are you going like right at dusk, or are you going at like 10 o'clock at night?
Usually right as soon as it starts getting dark. The dark is the key. That's when they're going to come out. Yeah.
Chris,
And-
there's so with snakes, when we're road cruising snakes or we're going to target snakes at night on like a warm summer night, we've noticed that if there's a full moon, we're not going to see jack shit, like nothing, right? Like they're not going to move on a full moon. Is that the same with amphibians?
I don't know the answer to that, but I've never noticed a difference. I think it's really just rain event dependent. Yeah. I mean, I haven't noticed that, but it's possible, but definitely rain. If there's rain on a full moon, I think they're going to go.
Okay.
Which is crazy because, dude, like we've had perfect conditions. Like literally nothing could have been better other than the full moon. Nothing. I mean, you might get a ribbon snake or something, a rogue ribbon snake or a rogue, very common species that's out. But like that full moon, dude, like you may as well not waste the gas.
Yeah.
It's weird, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think salamanders are a little more dependable. Marble, I can guarantee starting at about mid-September, I know they'll be underneath their logs waiting to lay their eggs on a rain event. And you can usually pretty religiously find the marbles until about March or April pretty easily. So, and they're just sitting there waiting for the rain. They're ready.
I'm going to have to put more effort into salamandering this year.
You god dang better, boy. We got a damn podcast where we preach
this. Listen, this is how I get through all those 3 cold months of no snakes is I go salamandering on occasion. And I mean, all I find are 3 lines, 2 lines, marbles and moles and the
slimers.
That's it.
Yeah.
But it gets me through 3 months of no herp in my hand or looking at. You know, like I can't go that long without flipping something. So you just gotta, turn to salamanders.
Are your methods any different? Like, say it's springtime, early summer, or even early fall. Like, are your methods any different, or are you still just like if you're itching, you're looking for that rain? Are you just going out in the rain? Are you flipping stuff?
I mean, the rain's going to increase your odds, but as long as the ground isn't too dry, then you're going to have luck finding something. And I just got back from Tennessee, and I think they're in a pretty bad drought. Well, everything was dry, but I still managed to turn up some slimies and some desmogs and a couple little 2 lines. But you're always going to find something, but your haul is going to be a little lower.
What kind of cover are you looking for? Mostly logs or just anything that you can flip?
Anything. Rocks on the streams, obviously. I seem to have more luck, I think, with a good rotten log than rocks with salamanders, I think. Maybe the logs hold a little more moisture, I think. But usually
I would think especially when it's dry, you're going to have luck with those logs that are...
Yeah.
Because that's how we found the spotted this year that Gabe found. It was in a rotten log.
You find that down there in the Low Country?
No, it was up in Rock Hill.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know. I guess you probably have some spotters down there, but not so many.
We've got some. I've got a couple spots I could go check out and probably find some.
Mm-hmm.
I'm slacking. I'm slacking.
Fair enough.
So we've kind of, you're more into the hiking, flipping. Some people road cruise. I know talking with some turtle guys will set out traps for like surveys and stuff. Like, is that a thing with salamanders too? Do people have traps for that?
You could trap sirens, amphiumas, and the water dogs, the Proteuses. That's, I guess you can net the leaf pack a little bit, but sometimes maybe trapping is the easiest. Yeah, I have a good friend that lives on a good swamp over in Sumter, and you can trap some sirens pretty easily there.
Very cool.
But yeah, mostly it's flipping, but occasionally if I really need something that I haven't gotten, like a siren or an amphiuma, they're really tough to shine. I'll try to trap them.
Very good.
Nice. You guys do the dip netting a lot?
Yeah, a little bit. I haven't had much luck with it. I know other people have more luck with it, but I haven't had a ton of luck with dip netting.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I've seen a couple YouTube videos of some other herpers and stuff, and that's kind of like a method they'll do. They'll kind of just use a pretty big net, and they'll go out and just fucking scoop into it, and then siphon through all that. It
I've
seems
seen
like
some guys that'll like cut underneath like the alligator weed and stuff in swamps with like big seine nets and kind of come up and shake through it and get little dwarf sirens and stuff. And I mean, I'm not going to put that much effort into finding a siren. Maybe that's probably why I haven't found a dwarf siren yet.
Possible, yes.
But you know,
you got to be committed.
You got to be committed, and you know, I don't think I'm there yet.
Yeah, maybe that's the lazy side of me. I'm more inclined to drop a little trap in there with a little bait and a little light source, and see if that can get me some luck.
I'll tell you what, the Amphiumas and Sirens, they love Fancy Feast.
Yeah, I could see that. And I guess they say if you put one of those little glow sticks in there, increases your odds too. Supposedly
really?
The studies show.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, there's some study that came out a couple years back. Somehow they show a draw, I guess, just like the aquatic salamanders are.
Huh.
You drop your little glow stick in there with your bait, and I haven't noticed that it increased my odds much, but I have tried it.
I think I might try that this winter when I put the traps out.
Do some with and without, and do a little experiment.
Yep.
Sweet. I like it.
Yeah, I'll let you know how it goes.
I'll sponsor you some glow sticks.
Have you found the hellbenders up in Tennessee and stuff?
In North Carolina, yeah.
North Carolina, sorry.
Yeah, actually, this weekend I'm hoping to go up there and do a little snorkeling to see if I can dig one up. This is the time of year when the males are actually out looking for dens to make a little spot for the females to lay their eggs, so they're actually way more active. Starting in September, usually goes for a couple, 2 or 3 weeks. So this is the time if you want to see one, you need to get up to the mountains now. Is your best odds to see one out walking around.
Well, shoot, I need to go pay my sister a visit who lives up in the North Carolina mountains. And,
absolutely, you do. Yeah. So get you a nice thick wetsuit on and go floating around with your snorkel and mask. And
oh man, listen, I'm not wearing a wetsuit. I used to go up there and wade fish those creeks in October with no wetsuit.
Well, it's different when you wade it, but if you're floating in it for an hour, it's a little different.
Hypothermia.
Hypothermia.
I was about to say, that's a real good way to get sick.
Yeah, I need to do the
after I find the hellbender.
Yes.
I need to make the hellbender and the green salamander trip happen soon.
Oh, dude, I want to find a green so bad.
Yeah, Tennessee, Kentucky, they're like so common. It's crazy.
Gabe, didn't you get a green in South Carolina last year?
I ended up finding 3 of them in that crevice. I got my lifers a couple years ago in South Carolina. My first ones ever.
Wow, that's impressive.
I honestly, Chris, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't even really trying. I was just like, oh, look at this overhang with all these cracks in it. I'm like, look at that moss. This looks like there might be a green salamander in here, and just sure as shit, there was 3 of them.
I swear, every video I've ever seen of people finding them, that's literally how it goes. Is, oh wow, look at that overhang. Oh, it's got some moss and some cracks. Yeah. Walk over. Oh, there's one. It's like shit.
Yep.
I just need to get out there. Cool.
Yeah, man.
So 2 questions on kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. What's the most common species you find? And then what's your favorite species to find? I know nobody wants, but it's my favorite. We all have one. Shut up. So what are they for you?
Gosh, I mean, the common would be those little desmogs, those little fish baits are everywhere. Yeah, I mean, the beauty, I dog on them, but if you go out and you get skunked, you'll always find a desmog, no matter what.
That's copperheads and ribbon snakes for me.
You're going to find a copperhead, and I'm going to find a desmog somewhere if you go looking. I think, gosh, it's hard to pick a favorite. It's tough, but I probably would go with the blue spotted, the ones that live up around the Great Lakes. The black background with the blue spots. They're just so, in real life, they're just so damn pretty.
Our buddies are lucky enough to. Or actually, one of our buddies, Zach, he's got 10 acres, I think it is, with a little pond out back, and he's got a nice population of blues. He sent us a video the other day, bragging. He goes, he starts the video, and he's like, "I'm on my back porch, this is how long it takes me to find a blue spotted salamander. And just the video keeps recording. He walks off the back porch, finds a log 20, 30 feet away, flips it, boom, blue spotted salamander.
Yeah, they're one of the unique ambistamids. They're usually above surface most of the summer, which most ambistamids go underground and are gone, but they're one of the few that you can find reliably throughout the year.
Yeah, he was able to. He's got a really good population of those in the spotteds in his pond out there.
Yeah, I mean they breed like crazy out there. Like every year he sends us all kinds of stuff about these blue spotteds.
Yeah, the rings are pretty nice too. So that'd be a close second, maybe the ones in Missouri. Those are pretty awesome.
The rings?
The ring salamander, they basically have yellow rings around their whole body. They're kind of a little more plump and a lot bigger than a blue spotted, but probably give the blue spotteds a run for their money.
I'm trying to think of the name. Is it the giant or is it the climbing salamander? Or what is the one that climbs out west? It's
I think it's a climbing salamander, and the one that was in the top of the trees, threatened and glides down to the surface. Is that the one?
I think so. I know a lot of people will find them like up in bushes and kind of like off the ground and stuff out west. I don't know if it's the arboreal salamander or tree salamander.
I think there is an arboreal one, but they usually live like in the oak trees. But I think you're thinking of the Aeneades ferus maybe, and it lives in the top of the redwoods. It somehow gets up 300 foot up into the canopy and lives up there, which is pretty unique for a salamander.
You said 300 foot?
Yeah, it'll climb the trunk all the way to the top. And it was in the National Geographic special recently, like Planet Earth, and they have a video of the thing jumping off the tree, and that's how it survived. Then it sort of spreads its legs out and coasts down to the forest floor if it's threatened. It's pretty cool.
That's wild.
The fucking flying squirrel of salamanders.
It's like the flying squirrel of salamanders, exactly.
That's wild.
That's pretty wild.
Salamanders are such a fucking untapped and untalked about thing that is just like this whole gap of creatures that people miss, man. It's insane.
Yeah, and you talk about things that make them pretty unique is the ones over in Europe. There's have you heard of the alpine salamanders that live in the Alps? And they basically form they live in pretty harsh environments high up in the mountains, and so they have a very short window when they can live and survive. So about every 2 or 3 years they give birth, but the mother keeps the baby inside of them, and the baby absorbs the yolk, and then the gills actually form like a primitive placenta, and it feeds off the mother. So it's pretty advanced for a salamander, and they give birth to a live young, not unlike a mammal, really. It's pretty specialized for a salamander.
Yeah.
And then there's some in northern Spain that do something similar, but they keep the eggs inside the body and give birth to little babies that are fully developed, but they don't form like a pseudo.
I was about to say
like in Italian.
The slimy salamanders do something similar, right? They metamorphize in their eggs, but they lay the eggs.
Yes, they lay their eggs and they come out fully developed. A lot of plethodons do that.
Yeah.
So yeah. And speaking of plethodons, that's kind of my big target for next year. Is I'm trying to arrange a trip to South Korea, because plethodons make up about the vast majority of the salamander species. So there 600 species of salamanders, probably 300, 400 of them are plethodons. There's only one in Asia, and it lives in South Korea. And somehow it managed to survive the ice ages when all the other ones got wiped out. So I'm hoping to dig that little booger up. See if I can get lucky.
What does it look like?
A redback, a big redback. It looks like a big redback. It's a lot chunkier, but it looks exactly like a redback.
Okay.
And what makes it really interesting is it was discovered by an American over there who was teaching English, and he was walking around in the woods, and they don't flip logs. It's not in their culture to look for stuff. And he was flipping logs like he did back home and discovered it like 30 years ago, and it was unknown until then because nobody flips logs over there and looks for stuff.
Hey,
it's kind of crazy to think about.
He probably existing like that. It was like, damn, this looks like a redback.
Somebody put a redback over here.
Yeah, who the hell put redbacks in fucking Korea?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
That's awesome. So when you go over there, are you going to target anything else? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get that. They have a clawed salamander over there that actually has little claws on its feet. And there's a Hanobius, which are very similar to ambistamids. I'd like to try to find some of those.
Nice.
So I'm working on the logistics right now. And then I'm gonna tag that on to go see the Komodo dragons in real life on the Komodo Island. So that's reptiles are pretty mainstream, but that's going to be cool.
Hey, you got to go find those Komodo Island pit vipers too.
Yeah, the Insularis.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep my eye out. Yeah.
Bright blue pit viper.
That's
like, meh, fuck you. Like, I don't care. Stupid snake.
You go watch a Komodo dragon choke down a fucking baby goat.
Yes, that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
man. Well, you kind of jumped into my next question. What's on the list, man? You know, it sounds like you found a lot of species of salamanders that exist, but like what's your white whale and what's on the agenda? I don't necessarily mean like this year, but you know, off the top of your head, what are the goals? What are you trying to find? What's at the top of the list? You know, what's down the pipeline for Chris?
Chris has got to find a maybe eye this year. This is year number 6 or 7 looking for it, so I'm going to get one of those.
Maybe you will, maybe you won't.
Gosh, dang it! Gabe's going to make it happen. He promised me. Man.
Well, let me know whenever you go to Gabe to do that. I'll come up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So January, February, and a hard rain. We're there. Yeah.
Cold and wet, baby. Cold and wet.
So I would like to target some more Bolitogassa in Central and South America. They're just spectacular. They're a lot of work to find them, but they're just spectacular creatures and just beautiful.
You know, they're organizing another trip for next year.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, last summer I went to Veracruz, Mexico, and they have a salamander there called the giant false brook salamander, and they're as big as tiger salamanders, but they're lungless, which is kind of impressive. And they have these herringbones on their back that are sort of orangish red. There's a dwarf version of that lives sort of in the deserty area. So I'd like to maybe go look for that too.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
well, since you brought it up, I feel like a lot of people who don't aren't into salamanders probably don't know this, but there's lunged salamanders, then there's lungless salamanders. What's the difference? Like, and I don't know if you can even answer this. Why do some not have lungs?
Like, I don't know that. I'm sure somebody smarter than me could answer that, but it's probably got some competitive advantage that they can not invest the energy making lungs and just cutaneously respire. Whereas, you know, as I mentioned earlier, the plethodonts, the lungless salamanders, make up the vast majority, mostly because so many species are in the tropics and they have very small distributions, but there's just tons of them. But the lunged ones are mostly the ambystamids and a few other ones in the United States. And then you have the ones that have gills out like sirens. So you got all the whole gambit, if you will. But the vast majority are probably the plethodonts, and then less common are the lung salamanders. But there must be some sort of competitive growth advantage to not need the lungs.
Yeah. Okay. Because the lungless salamanders that we have here are generally smaller, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, you know, 4, 5, 6 inches usually or less. Yeah,
pretty fucking big if you ask me.
Yeah, it's average.
This guy's like, shut up, it's not average. Okay, cool.
The American average, all right?
Guys, Gabe, last year, was it a pygmy salamander we flipped randomly under all those rocks at the park we were at?
Yeah, we flipped a pygmy salamander, a 2-lined, a 3-lined.
Oh, you up in the mountains?
No, coastal plain.
Oh, so you got a dwarf. A dwarf.
Sorry, not pygmy. Sorry, dwarf. Yes,
dwarf.
Right.
Yeah.
Dwarf salamander.
Yeah, I don't know my salamanders like I should. For some reason, I thought it was pygmy.
I can read his mind.
So yes, sorry, a dwarf salamander, a 2-lined, a 3-lined, and I think we got a slimy.
Yeah, that's a good haul down in the Low Country.
Yeah.
So are those lunged or lungless?
Those are all lungless, I believe. Yeah, those are all lungless.
Because those
are all plethodonts. Yeah, and it's pretty skinny. Yeah, pretty thin.
Yeah.
So large surface area to body mass, so they're going to be able to breathe through their skin relatively easily.
That's crazy.
That's wild, man.
Salamanders
stay moist, yeah.
Salamanders fascinate me. Like they blow my mind. Like they're such unique little creatures that they live in places like there's some like the one you were talking about, like this one salamander lives, I can't remember where you said.
In the Alps, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, why are you here? Like, you shouldn't be here, but somehow you survive. You only breed every 2 to 3 years. Yeah, like what are you even doing? But somehow they survive and thrive, and
they're what got us out of the water onto land. That's why they're important and interesting.
Yep.
Otherwise, we'd all be fishes. No electricity.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Hard to have electricity in the water.
So what's the? I know you touched on it a little bit, but like, what's the number one place you want to go right now?
I think I just want to get back to northern Spain. I just love Spain, just for all the reasons. Spain is awesome. The food, the people, and the environment is beautiful, and they have some really cool stuff. They have the fire salamander, the coolest of the fire salamanders, just super yellow, beautiful fire salamanders. Then they have the rib newts, which is super common in the hobby for if you keep salamanders. Everybody has a rib newt because they're really easy to keep. And then they have these green salamanders that are newts, and they're just these like neon green color. Super beautiful. But yeah, just because of all the factors, just coolness of the place and the cool creatures they have, northern Spain, I just love going back there.
Nice.
Awesome.
What do you have left for South Carolina? If you're like me and Gabe, we keep a South Carolina list of snakes and like how to find all the snakes. What do you have left in South Carolina?
See, that's the question: is if you find a tiger salamander outside of South Carolina, does it count?
No,
I haven't found one in South Carolina, but
so there's two different lists. So there's
your lifer list, then there's your state list.
Yeah. So yeah, I have to get a tiger. I still need a maybe. I doubt I'm gonna get a flatwoods because they're probably extinct in the state. I still need a Urspilurpes, which is the salamander that was just discovered like 20, 30 years ago in the upstate. And then I think they've created a few desmog species recently, so I probably need to circle back and get those.
Chris, how many salamander species do we technically have now in South Carolina?
I think it's up to like 28 or 29, I think. But again, it depends on whether you believe all the desmog stuff.
The desmog stuff, yeah.
And then the slimy. There's like 4 different slimy salamanders in the state. So
there's 4? I thought there was only 2.
No, there's like the Savannah, the Charleston one over by Sherrall, and I think there's a different one in the upstate.
They subdivide that because I thought it was you had the northern you had the Atlantic slimy, and then you have like coastal plains slimy.
I think there's a Savannah too that touches into the state. So there's at least 3, but I thought there might be a 4th up in the mountains, but maybe there's only 3.
Well,
then they just split the desmog, so there's at least another 2 or 3 desmogs. So technically, I haven't found those because I'd have to go over to the eastern part of the state to.
So they're different enough that they're not calling them a subspecies or a locality. It's an actual different species. Or
yeah, they've upgraded a lot with the
species.
Yeah, with the genetics, they keep splitting and subsplitting, and it's quite complicated.
Different. Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a new.
Yeah, if you had the 2 in your hand, you wouldn't be able to separate them. You'd have to know really to get the species, which kind of makes me question: is it really a species? But people that make more money than me make that decision.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, taxonomists don't make that much money. Unfortunately. That's
true.
But this is a question that wasn't on the outline, but I like to ask everybody, especially well-traveled people like yourself. Do you have any like freaky, scary, weird stories from the field? Like something that just like kind of shook you to the bone that was just odd, weird? Any stories like that?
I mean, it didn't involve a snake, but we were up in Alaska in the Noatak National Park, which is like 500 miles from the nearest town. And we're camping and rafting down the river for a week. And we set up the camp with me and the wife split up, the kids in one. And then we had our guide was between us and the mess hall to keep the food the furthest away from us as possible. And so our tents were maybe 2 feet apart from one another, and we go to sleep and we wake up the next morning and there was bear prints right between our 2 tents, just massive bear prints. They walked between our 2 tents, didn't wake anybody up, but you could see its prints clear as day through the mud between our tents, and it was like very intimidating. Like that, being out in the wild, it was like that was truly terrifying to think that. But he didn't even care that we were there, obviously, and just walked right on through us, going to the river to look for fish.
That's wild.
Damn.
But yeah, that was terrifying. In terms of herps, I mean, when I was in the water with those giants, you wouldn't think you'd be afraid of a salamander, but when something 3 foot long with a mouth, that big, it gets a little bit scary. And they're swimming towards you.
I'm not gonna lie. Like when me and Gabe were in Daytona last week, or when I don't even know, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Time is but time's not real. But when we were in Daytona 2 weeks ago, we went down to the springs and like we were just swimming amongst these massive fish. And like I don't know why, like water is one of those things that like on land, like I know I'm probably faster than a lot of things on land, at least anything that could potentially fuck me up. But in water, like I'm way more intimidated by stuff, and swimming amongst these massive gar and pacu and whatever other species were in there, it was so like freaky to me. Like
water freaks me the fuck out. I'm the same way, dude.
Like
I don't know. It's a respect thing though. It's more just like you could fuck me up at any second.
It is not your element.
Yeah, it's not.
You're a visitor.
Yeah, I had such a fun time in there, but dude, like there were a couple times I'd be going under there and swimming or like looking for, because we were looking for turtles and shit. And there are a couple times I would like turn a corner and there's just a massive gar sitting there, and I'm like, choking, like, nope. Like, I don't know, man. So I could absolutely see that, like, just being eerie,
Yeah, definitely.
Dang, man.
I think a bite from one hurts so damn
Well,
bad.
dude, the videos of those things biting stuff is pretty intense. I mean, it's almost like a catfish, how they like suck shit in with their big mouth, and it's like, I can imagine it's probably hurt you a little bit, or at least if it didn't hurt you, the shock factor of like you said, that mouth fucking coming at you would just be enough to make your heart stop. So
yeah. Water's just one of those things, especially when you can't see clearly. Like I get so paranoid, dude. Like I don't like not being able to see, because like Gabe and my coworker have talked about, like Gabe more does the snorkeling and free diving thing, but I've got a coworker that would dive in the saltwater around here, and he was like, yeah, you'd go down in these waters and you can't see 3 feet in front of you because it's so dirty. And I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not. Like, I wouldn't be able to do it. Like,
I snorkeled on the bottom of a creek that was 6 foot deep, and I could see maybe a foot in front of me, and was snorkeling for fossils.
And
so
that guy lose his arm doing that a couple months ago.
Every couple months.
So I can't go deeper than like 10 to 12 foot because my ears have problems equalizing. So I can only really free dive. So I have a little wristband attachment on a little rebreather that I can charge up, and it's good for like 30 minutes of rebreathing underwater. And so I just, I can just good to go. So goggles, got my rebreather, and I'm snorkeling down, and I snorkel over an 8-foot alligator, and I realize it's about 8 to 9 inches from my face. There's an alligator tail, and I was like, oh, all right, well, we're gonna surface now. We're gonna swim back the other way. Yeah.
See, like nothing in the water would kill me. The sheer panic attack that I would have in that scenario would.
I wouldn't even have been. Yeah, there's no. Hey, we're getting back to the surface. It's I'm shitting myself and having a heart attack. You guys will find my body downstream.
Yeah. Like my buddy talks about, like, my coworker. Even in the clear water, he's like, yeah, well, we'd be diving around shipwrecks, and there'd be giant grouper down there and sharks and blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, I would just die. Like instantly, because it's like I don't belong here. I'm in your territory. And dude, some of those big grouper, are you kidding me? All they gotta do is open your mouth and Like you're done.
Yeah.
You're
The
done.
sheer suction of their mouth opening.
Yeah, like all they have to do is
Suck
open
the
it.
gear right in. Yeah.
Oh,
Like no,
Fucking
dude.
hell.
No.
Trap
That's
door.
no,
Yeah.
and it is so funny because like back in the day, like I didn't care about anything. You know, I'd be jumping off docks at 3 o'clock in the morning, and around docks and the saltwater and blah blah blah. But as I've gotten older and I've learned like what is really lurking around at 3 o'clock in the morning in some of these rivers, especially by docks, I'm like, that was really dumb. That was
Dude, when we were just in Daytona, Billy and his girlfriend, they were like and then Jack, we were talking about swimming at night, and I was like, you realize we're in fucking Daytona and New Smyrna, the shark bite capital of Florida, right? Like, we're good. Like, I was like, or I was telling him how, like, in high school, I was up there with a buddy, and we were swimming in the water, and then when we got out, his sister was like, you guys realize this is the shark bite capital of Florida? I'm like, well, we were just out there fucking swimming in the water.
yeah, no, dude. Water makes me paranoid, dude. It really does.
Chris, I just have to ask before I forget. Your trip to go see the Olms.
Yes.
Please elaborate on what Olms are and on that trip, if you could.
So olms are a completely aquatic salamander that live in caves over in Europe. They're found in Slovenia and Croatia. They're related to our mud puppies over here. They're the most closely related to the mud puppies that live throughout the eastern U.S. They're completely cave adapted, so they're blind and white. And they get about 1.5 feet, maybe
What?
some of them get a little bigger than that, maybe 18, 20 inches. So there's a couple ways you can see them over there. They have a show cave over there where you literally get on a train and you ride a train into the cave for about 1/4 mile, 1/2 mile, and then you walk. And then at the very end of the little cave walk, after you look at all the formations, they have a whole bunch of them in a big giant aquarium. So you can get that picture, which is the easy way to see them. Or there's another cave right down the road where you don a full body cave suit and you put your cave light on and you go walking in the cave for maybe a mile. Then you get your rubber rafts and then you paddle about another mile. And then you start seeing them in the water and you can shine them up and you do a little belly crawling and you find another part of the water and you can find some more. But yeah, it's about a 7-hour trip if you want to do it the real way.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
But I think we ended up seeing, like, we counted 70 of them in our little boat. I was on a boat with about with 3 dudes from, I guess they were from Austria, but we ended up counting 70 of them. But I think we got unusually lucky because they were in drought and the water was really, really low. So you could see them all on the bottom, whereas normally the water is usually about 6 or 7 foot deeper. So we were able to really spot, and they really stand out with their whiteness when you against the black rocks, but you can really spot
They
them.
look like me snorkeling the Bladen.
Yes, they looked like you before you got your farmer's tan.
That's right. That's right.
What were your since you were on the Belize trip, what were your big targets while you were down there? Or were you just down there to tag along?
Yeah, I kind of knew a couple of the guys, and I knew it'd be fun. I was hoping if we got some rain, we could maybe. They have like 2 salamanders in that area. So really a lot of rain, never really we were there. They have a Belitogassa mexicanum, which is a pretty good looking little salamander, but we didn't really get much rain the whole week, so wasn't very optimistic. We looked for it, but we found a bunch of cool stuff. It was fun, and I ran into a bunch of crazy dudes, which are pretty cool.
Dude,
Some of them.
I think that if we would have gotten range, I mean, we would have absolutely just. I mean, we couldn't ask for better than we did, but if we had gotten rain, oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it would have been nice to get that toad too. The Mexican burrowing toad would have been really cool.
It was my
They have these little tiny little pointy mouths where they eat termites, and they're just these blobs with a tiny little pointy head. They're pretty cool.
It was the only amphibian really that I was like, I need to see this, and it's one we didn't get to see, and so I'm like, man, I got to go back at some point.
You know, we didn't see a ton of amphibians at all, really. It was surprising to me. The marine toads and a couple of little frogs here and there, but
I mean, everything was a Mexican tree frog.
Yeah, we found a lot of Mexican tree frogs.
Yeah. Well, we got that really cool big Rio Grande leopard frog.
Yes, that's true. That was nice. We did see some of those. Yep.
Are they kind of like the same size as our North American stuff, or a little bit
No,
bigger?
hell no. They're,
It was chunky. Yeah.
yeah,
Shit.
they were like that.
Yeah.
Like
Jesus.
if you turned a leopard frog into like bullfrog size.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the marine toads were pretty impressive. They were huge. So they're always a good picture.
I'm pretty sure I saw one out there that might have weighed like 2 pounds.
Yeah. They were basketball size for sure.
Yeah.
They were
Dude,
huge.
I love marine toads, man.
They're so cool.
They're so cool.
Yeah. They're
That's
cool.
fucking wild.
That's
Yeah.
sick. Well, fellas, do we have any final questions for Chris to wrap this one up?
Chris, what's your like white whale main target for this winter other than maybe in the state?
Probably get up to the upstate and get your spilurpies.
Okay.
Probably get up there probably in maybe Marchish and see if I can get lucky and get one of those. Yep.
Nice.
They look a lot like a 2-line, but they have a little white patch on their nose is how you tell them apart.
Okay.
But a whole new genus of species of salamander discovered in the last 30 years in the United States, which is kind of crazy to think that there's still stuff that's out there and not discovered in a major area that's populated.
Did you move to South Carolina knowing that the Appalachian mountain chain ran through here? Was that coordinated?
You know, I really wanted to live in Florida, but then the medical environment down there is terrible, so I ended up here. So
Okay.
yeah, the doctor environment in Florida is terrible, but South Carolina way better.
Nice.
I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I want to go to Florida without the Florida shit. And then they move to South Carolina. And I'm like,
yeah, I want to have some seasons like really hot and a really cold season. Okay. For like,
yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it is nice to have. You got the mountains and the ocean, the standard line, but yeah, it's nice.
Awesome. Well, with that, I think we can jump into our Herper of the week, or I guess more so of the month at this point. Like I said, we announced last episode, which was 3-4 weeks ago now. Instead of doing all of the write-ins, because we started to get so many, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much. Please don't stop doing that because we're doing this. But because time restraints, we don't want to make these episodes 2.5, 3 hours. Everybody's busy. We all got to get up early for work. We're going to start highlighting somebody that wrote in that we want to highlight on the show. Others will get posted. Others will get highlighted later. So it's just going to be more of a episode to episode. We're going to pick somebody that came in. So please don't stop with the write-ins. I definitely don't want to promote that. So please keep them coming. But with that said, our Herper of the week, or of the episode, I guess, is somebody who's been writing in a lot recently, Mr. Taven Wright. With lizards and shit. That is lizards.n.sht if you want to find him on Instagram, which you absolutely should. And he's got some good ones. And then we're also going to do a honorable mention from our buddy Devin, who sent in some salamanders, specifically because we were doing a salamander episode. But that'll be towards the end. We're going to jump into Taven's write-in real quick. Forgive my screen for a second while I get this pulled up. He says, some buddies, my girlfriend and I all took a trip to Barber County, about 3.5 hours from our usual stomping grounds. It's on the central southern border between Kansas and Oklahoma and can produce quite a few herps we don't get in our area. Totally drove through an almost tornado, which was pretty gnarly. We are targeting the Chihuahuan night snake, glossy snake, thread snake, coach whip, etc. So far, unsuccessful on target snakes, but did come across my first plains spadefoot. We think they're going through a metamorphosis right now because they are literally everywhere. Then just DOR glass lizards and western rats. But before we got here, one of my buddies got 4 live glass lizards and saw one get scooped by a hawk. We also got a gorgeous ribbon he bagged up to show us, then released it back where he found it. For the most part, the first night was just toads and dead stuff, other than some skunks, raccoons, owls, and deer. Hoping for more success today and tonight. So we'll get to that in a second. This is that smoker ribbon they found. That looks like a decay.
Decays.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't, Gabe. Fucking
Loser.
I love Spadefoots, man.
Look at that thing.
God, I love Spadefoots so much.
They're like little Jabba the Hutts.
Look at him, man.
Really,
He's so,
bro.
he's so
Right.
cute.
Good looking little thing.
Yama
He's so
shama ta yama baba wa.
Then he came back with an update. He said the second night was very much more successful. Total on this trip, I got 5 to 6 new lifers. Started cruising around. Hold on. Started cruising around 7 p.m. and it was still about 95 degrees out, but eventually cooled to about 81. At first, it was all lizards, which was awesome. Started on dirt roads until the sun went down, then switched to pavement. A plethora of slender glass lizards, which were strangely olive green in this area. Some Texas horned lizards, lifer, little brown skink, lifer, and a screamer of a collared lizard. Then the snakes started coming out. Surprisingly, no gopher or really any of our main target snakes, which was a bummer, but the night was still sick. We got about 2 common garters, plains black-headed snakes, lifer, 3 Massasaugas, lifer, ringneck, line snakes, bunch of decays, a Great Plains rat snake, and 2 speckled kings. One about 3.5 footer.
Hell yeah, that's killing it.
Yeah, dude, they
can never go wrong with the little fucking horny devil.
I want to find those so bad, dude. I
Horny
really
kids.
Jake, if you want to find those, we can make that happen.
Yeah, you can go to what is it? One of the islands out there.
Yep.
You guys have a fucking invasive population?
Well, they're not considered invasive now. They're considered naturalized here, but they exist on 3 or 4 barrier islands here on the coast of South Carolina.
Really?
No way.
Somebody out towards you, Gabe, a buddy of mine from college told me or found one. He was like, "What the hell is this?" And I was like, "Where did you find that?" It was years ago now, and I can't remember exactly where it was, but it was somewhere out towards you, like past Polly's Island and stuff.
Yep.
No kidding.
It's crazy.
Let me know when you guys make that trip. I want to do that.
Yeah, dude.
Tantilla.
There we go.
A massively average size snake.
Shut up. Another DKs.
Hey,
Gabe,
what's that one?
Gabe,
That's a John Cena. That's a John Cena.
I don't see nothing.
Yeah.
That's right. I can't see it. Dude, I want to find Massasaugas so freaking bad. Dude.
I don't know why, but they seem like the fucking ultimate hybrid rattlesnake to me. They seem like a mix of like a pygmy, a prairie, and a western with the little coon tail they got.
Yeah. Awesome.
Look it.
Damn, that thing's red.
Killer garter.
Oh,
damn.
That
big
sucks,
ass king snake.
Yeah, that sucks. John Cena.
Yeah, it's a John Cena.
Beautiful ring neck.
Are they
I
considered
do.
regals?
I believe those are the Regals.
Yeah, that is regal.
One of
That's
my
nice.
favorite things to see is the variation of ringnecks in different areas of the U.S. because so many places have them and they all look so different. Like the ones in Florida look different than the ones here, and the ones out there look a lot different than the ones in Florida. Like it's really cool.
Sexy.
He goes on to say, he sent us some landscape pictures. We'll get to those. The good old Western rat. What
Lion
is
snake.
lion snake? Okay,
Mhm.
that's awesome.
Yeah, those look cool.
Gabe, go fuck yourself.
Hey, me and Chris have line snakes, but I just don't have decays.
Gabe's got all the craziest shit, but no decays, and it will always blow my mind.
Dude, that thing looks so clean.
And then he sent us some landscape shots. He said the landscape in Barber County, Kansas, had me daydreaming I was in the Australian outback at times. It was gorgeous with the red clay dirt and crystal-like rocks. We'll definitely have to make more trips out that way. Yeah, I didn't know Barber County looked like that, dude. Jesus.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is.
Boys, we need to make a Kansas trip.
I'm here for it, brother. 100%.
Habitat is fucking tits.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And then he sent us a couple videos as well. Like that is beautiful country, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's so
Like,
open.
my God. Yeah, what's it like to not have trees?
Right.
What's it like to not have fucking development every 10 feet? Holy shit.
I feel like herping that, it's like a whole nother, it's a whole different area. Like there's
You're
no
needle in a
trees.
haystack.
You're looking like rocks and shrubs and like stuff like that. Like here we're like, oh, let's roll these logs. It's probably not a lot of logs to roll out there.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And then he says, caught a baby Italian wall lizard caught a baby Italian wall lizard while mowing last night. Saw a slight movement out the corner of my eye and somehow got a hold of it.
Nice.
That's crazy. The boys have been getting fucking crazy with catching those lately. Preston's got a little colony going. Devin's got a colony going.
And then Juvie Racer that he found.
Nice.
So that is the last of his pictures. And something he just said, because I told him we were going to highlight him tonight for our herper of the episode. And he said something that like I literally just read it, and I know it's going to hit home with you guys, and it really hit with me because it's exactly why we started this show, and it made me so happy. So I want to share it. He says, this podcast is what really got me serious with herping. Have kept for a while now, but I never really thought about herping until y'all started this. Always just randomly saw stuff while hiking, never road cruising or anything. And dude, that message literally made my night. Honestly, because that's the first time we've gotten that, specifically somebody saying I started herping seriously because of you guys. And that reading that, just like we did it. Like that's what we wanted.
We literally said at the beginning, we were like, we're not the best herpers. We know that. We want to do this because we want to encourage not only ourselves to pick up new challenges and herp harder and get out in the field to learn new stuff, but we want to encourage other people to do it. And even if it's only one person that we get to do that, and they be like, oh man, you guys encouraged me, then we fucking feel successful. So like you said, It's like, damn, dude. And that's what really fucking fired me back up was like after Daytona, having a couple people come up to the table and be like, oh man, because I had the Flippin Tin stickers laid out for people to grab. And they're like, Flippin Tin, the podcast? And it's like, my brother was there to witness one of the kids that came. Well, he wasn't even a kid. He was another vendor, just a younger guy in his early 20s. But he came over and he had a Barron's racer, and we started talking Barron racers, and he looks down and he sees the Flippin Tin sticker. He's like, can I take a sticker? I was like, yeah. He's like, Flippin Tin. He's like the podcast? I was like, yeah. He's like, Jake and Sky. And I looked at him, I was like, I'm Sky. He goes, no way. Fucking cracking tinnies. Dude, he got so hype. And I look over, my brother's just like sitting there with a grin. And I'm just like, he's like going on about how he fucking loves the podcast and loves listening to it. And then it's just like, Sunday morning, an older dude that I never would ever expect to listen to pod. He's just looking at the snakes and he just, quietly kind of like, hey man, how's everything doing? Like, I've been listening to you guys for a while. I really like the show. And it's just like, dude, you don't even know. And it's just like, It's fucking cool to know that we fucking suck. Technically, we suck at fucking herping. We fucking love it. We just love to get out and enjoy nature. But it's like, obviously there's people out there that are way better than us. But the fact that we can share this passion and encourage other people and, make other people laugh and want to come back and listen to our shit and hear about all the cool guests we get to bring on and hear their stories. And it's like, we've created this small circle of where we kind of know what's going on throughout the country just based off of our listeners and our people who consistently ride in. So like you said, dude, it definitely gives you that feeling of fruition of like, damn, dude, this is what we wanted to do,
Because it was one of those things when we, me and Sky started the show over a year ago now. And it was one of those things like our first episode, we came out and we were like, look, like, we're not doing this because we're the best herpers on the planet. We're doing this because we see there's a gap in podcasts and this is where it's at. And we want to bring on people who are very good at this. Like me and Sky do our best. Gabe's kind of the outlier. Gabe's an incredible herper, and that's part of why we brought him on, like to help us with this.
You guys don't sell yourself short. You are both excellent herpers.
we definitely do our best. Yeah, right. But that was the main goal of this show, was to get people just excited to get out and to show that like you don't have to find the coolest stuff out there. You don't have to find everything under the sun. Just get out there and find stuff and you'll be amazed at how stoked you get to go do it. And the fact that, Daytona was awesome with, the couple people that came up and praised us for what we do on the show. But then having Taven, because Taven's been destroying it lately. I mean, this guy's been writing in week after week with awesome finds, and he's doing such incredible stuff to the point to where I thought he had been doing this, and he was like, oh yeah, like I'm just sharing stuff now because you started. But the fact that he came out and was like, yeah, I really got serious into it because of y'all, that seriously made my night. And
it goes to show you that shit's been there this whole time. And it's like, it took not even the nudge, but like just the hearing and the encouragement of other people doing it, which is, all what we wanted to do. Because dude, nature is where people think it's crazy. Like, I'm sure, I know my family does, but it's just like, oh, you have a 3-day weekend. What are you doing on your third day? Going to drive around in the fucking forest for probably 6 to 8 hours by myself with the windows down and no music playing. Are you okay? Do you need help? No, I'm going to enjoy the world, actually. Like, get outside, get some fresh air, go see what the world has to offer, and enjoy the little things, man. Like, if you follow my page on the Instagram, the other night I went herping. I thought it was going to be a good night, but I think it was a full moon night. I didn't see jack shit. But you know what I did see? About 5 to 10 giant leaf bugs. And it got to the point where I was like, fuck it. I'm going to get out and start taking pictures and enjoying these leaf bugs. And
we're finding leaf bugs now.
These things were like reacting to my movements and the lights and like doing weird postures and looking at me like all fucking alien-like. And it's like, you would never enjoy that or see that or any of that behavior if you didn't just stop for a second, slow down, and get out and look at it. So it's like, that's the basis, man. Slow the fuck down and get back to the square root.
Yeah.
Nature.
Yeah. So I wanted to share that tidbit, and thank you, Taven, for sharing all the stuff. Keep killing it, man.
Keep killing it, bro. You're slaying.
Keep up the good work, dude. He's been slaying it, y'all.
I mean, really, he's had an incredible year.
I think we have a nomination for our fucking giveaway since we haven't done one, man.
That'll be a good one for sure. But yeah, so keep up the good work, Taven. We love you. We appreciate you. Keep it rolling. And then we're going to do our honorable mention from Mr. Devin Fraze, who has also had he was our giveaway last year because, good God, the man is an insane herper out in New Hampshire and Maine area.
His nickname's about to be the Milkman because that man found him some milk.
Good Lord. That's Devin's new
blue spotted milkman. That's
yeah. Devin's official nickname is the Milkman. Jesus. But he sent us some cool stuff that Chris, you will certainly appreciate.
I appreciate that. That's a little spotted. Yep.
He sent us a lot more of other stuff that every time Devin writes in, dude, it's like, oh, here's the stuff I found the last like 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, it'd be some stuff. No, he sends me like 60 pictures and I'm like, good God. Like, how do you do
60 different individuals?
Yeah, right. So this week we just highlighted the salamanders because, that's what we're here for today.
Nice little four-toed. Yeah, very nice.
Four-toed. Okay. I'm glad you can identify all these.
It's probably a lead phase redback, I'd have to guess.
He didn't label any of these, so
he said New Hampshire.
Yeah, he said those are from around Maine, New Hampshire. I can't even think of what MA and CT stand for at the moment.
Connecticut, yeah.
Massachusetts and Connecticut.
Yeah, Jesus, yeah. I was blanking so hard.
It's okay.
It's been a long day, dude.
Oh yeah, I'll look at it.
Really nice spotted. Yep.
Body.
I love the northern spotteds because they don't have the orange on the head like ours do. But
I was just about to ask if they develop the orange over time.
A lot of the ones up north do not have the orange. I'm really partial to the orange down here, but they're still.
Is it only the orange on the head too? It doesn't go down the back.
And then occasionally you get lucky and have some that don't have any spots at all, which are really cool.
Okay.
Look at Eastern newt. Yeah, very nice Eastern newt.
Eastern newt. Okay.
And that on the left is a redback, and it's probably a juvenile blue spotted.
Yeah.
Tiny little things, man.
Oh, very nice.
So the one on the left is a redback?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Lethodon cineris.
Well, I am learning all of the things.
They have some in Connecticut in particular. They have some of those redbacks that are pure red, like they're like the red salamander you flipped. So they imitate the newts. They pretend like they're toxic. So those are particularly beautiful if you get lucky and find those.
That's awesome. And then this is outside of salamanders, but
Xanthic water, right? Or anery?
Xanthic, anery, something or other, northern water snake. He sent me this and I kind of lost my shit. I'm not going to lie, because that is... So
I would almost go Xanthic, dude. That thing's got black eyes.
Yeah, I think Xanthics have more silver eyes. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, granted, it might just be the picture, but I don't know what Anery's eyes look like. But yeah, you're right. I don't really know the difference between Xanthic and Anery, if I'm being so real with you.
Anery takes out the red.
And Xanthic takes out the yellow?
Xanthic is yellow, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
But either way, this thing is black and gray. Like, if you're listening to this, you should really at least pop in to see these, because, my God.
Straight silver, black and white. Bro.
The thing's incredible. Like,
I mean, it looks like a damn chessboard. Like,
it really does.
Yeah, that is a incredible find. He's never found another one like it before, and this is a northern water snake for anybody listening. This is a northern water snake, and anybody who knows water snakes knows up in that area they're very red. This is silver, gray, and black. There's not. And
it looks like someone drew a water snake in like charcoal.
Yeah,
it's stunning.
So. Huge shout out to Devin. He actually found another one in the exact same spot that wasn't in Xanthic, anery, whatever you want to call it. but it was exact same size. So he's wondering if I might not be a litter mate.
He needs to keep those fucking things.
Well,
I didn't say it.
and I'm not going to give any details. But yeah, just an incredible find by Devin. Like I said, the dude's been absolutely killing it this year. So big shout out to Devin. I'm sure he will be a frequent flyer on Herper of the Herper highlight of Flippin Tin.
Yeah.
So awesome. Oh man, Scott popped into the chat. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, we are past the 2-hour mark. Chris, thank you so much for coming on, man. I've been wanting to do a salamander episode for a long time, so this has been great. We certainly appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you.
you.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Was this the first podcast you've ever done?
Yeah. Was it obvious?
No, actually,
Not
it
at
was
all.
quite the opposite.
Yeah.
That's why I had to ask. I was
No,
like,
it's the
this
first.
dude's
Oh,
talking.
no, you did great, man.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
you did.
this was fantastic. Couldn't have asked for a better episode or a better guest
Really?
for this.
Yeah.
This
Couldn't have
topic.
asked for a better guest. Fucking good pick, Gabe. Yeah, thank you for all the info, and it was cool to know that you've traveled the world basically chasing the salamander high, which is we've talked about it a bunch on this episode. So hopefully you're the kick in the butt, the fire in our boots to get going and get
Good
after some salamanders this winter.
We're all going to go out together and find Maybe Eye.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I'm down. We definitely need to make it happen.
Awesome, man.
I'm in.
Well, thank you to everybody that tuned in for the live. Thank you for everybody that listened. Thank you to Taven for the kind words and
Thank you, man.
Being our Herper highlight of the episode. We certainly appreciate it. Keep killing it, dude. Devin, keep on keeping on, brother. Everybody, please, again, keep the write-ins coming. If I read all of them, this episode would have gone on for another 30, 45 minutes. We're trying to not do that because some people may like 3-hour-long episodes. It's hard on the hosts and the guests if they choose to stay on that long. So we're trying to avoid that. But please keep them coming. We're also I got to do better about actually posting stuff on the page with their permission, of course. I will check, but I'm going to start posting people's write-ins on our page.
All of us will. I'm going to try to get more active on the page too.
I need to do better.
We all do.
We all do. Life's busy, so it is what it is. But thank you to everybody who supported the show. Like I said, if you want a new shirt in the new color, let us know. We'll send you one, and we'll be doing a giveaway. And it sounds like we might already have our giveaway.
We definitely have one nomination.
We got one nomination for the running. So that'll be later in the year. There, we're gonna do a giveaway once a year.
Also, I kind of put it on the page. We've kind of talked about it in the background or behind the scenes, but I can't remember if we've talked about brands or certain people. But if there is companies out there or people out there that know other companies that work with hook companies, we're trying to hook up and get some hooks and maybe throw out some shout outs and a little sponsor. We're not looking for free shit, but maybe some discounts. I know I need a whole new car set of hooks, and I figured before I go out and buy a whole new car set of hooks, if there's some people out there that listen to Flippin Tin and you fucking are into field herping and you got a hook line, hit us up. We'd love to sport your shit, try your shit out, give you shout outs.
I need a 42-inch hook.
We need a fucking Flippin Tin needs a good field herping sponsor or something aligned with field herping that we can give shout out to. And just, try to expand our horizons. Let Flippin Tin really spread its wings,
Yeah, I haven't hinted at that at all yet, but we are going to start looking for a sponsor dedicated towards, herping and come up with a a Flippin Tin line hook or something like that, some gear, something. So if you have anybody in mind or you got some connects, let us know. We definitely want to support the community. We're definitely not looking for the handouts, but we want to definitely support somebody on the show. So let us know. But all right. Well, this has been episode 31 of Flippin Tin. I hope everybody has a wonderful morning, afternoon, night, whenever you decide to listen to this. We love you. We appreciate you. And with that, good night.
Get some Sallies.